Hey everyone, Jamie Maloney, your host of the all-new That Business Show 2.0, where business becomes show business. We're here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., new episodes at tampabayradio.com, and then made available on demand on iTunes, as well as on that YouTube channel where all the high-definition videos are available. Again, go to that YouTubechannel.com. And so today's program, we're going to be talking about content marketing and some other areas related to marketing in general. My guest is Randy Rayess, who is the co-founder of Outgrow, a growth marketing platform where any marketer can build highly converting calculators and viral quizzes to increase customer engagement and boost demand generation. So Randy, welcome to the program today.
Thanks for having me.
So first off, tell us just generally speaking, what content marketing means to you, and also you use the term growth hacking, and so I want to know what you mean by that term as well.
Sure. Yeah. So I think what we mean by growth hacking is that you're basically trying to find strategies to grow your business in non-traditional ways. So a traditional way to grow your business would be to invest in advertising.
Okay.
Right. And so that costs a lot of money, and that's traditional, and everyone else is doing it. A growth hack would be a non-traditional way to grow your business or to come up with strategies to engage and acquire customers.
Okay. Now, tell me the background of Outgrow. When did you start this company? And I see you're the co-founder of it. Tell us a little bit about the history of this company.
Yeah, sure. So Outgrow is part of a company I started with a good friend of mine, and we basically have two core products. We started about 5 years ago now. And so one product is called VenturePact, which is a developer marketplace, and the other is called Outgrow, which is a interactive content marketing builder. So it puts the power into the hands of a marketer to create interactive and personalized content. Whereas before, they had to do everything with developers and designers, and it was long, time-consuming, and difficult. With our builder, marketers can now, have the power on their own to do this stuff on their own. They can build these interactive experiences and personalization without needing to call up a developer or designer.
Okay, so when you use the term content marketing, you're talking about a user's ability then to use videos, to use these quizzes, these calculators, to build lead pages and other ways to attract people then to your product or service. Am I getting that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how will content marketing then change in the future?
Well, that's a great question. So I think content marketing is going to move from a one-way communication where we put out a piece of content, it's static and it's one-directional, to two-way communication where the user can interact with the content and get feedback from it, and it's giving them information that the content is relevant to that user. So I'll give you an example. So if I go into a blog post, let's say I'm trying to buy a home. I go into a blog post that says, how do you think about buying a home? And that's going to be a generic piece of content.
Okay.
Everyone's going to read the same piece of content. In the future, what's going to happen, or even starting to happen today, through tools like ours, they'll go on, it'll be like, what type of home should you buy? And then it'll interact with you. It'll either take data that they have about you, or it'll ask you questions. Where do you work? Where would you like to send your kids to school?
Okay.
And now you get some context. How much budget do you have? What's your credit score?
All right, so it's
figure out what size mortgage they can get, what size down payment they would get, which neighborhood makes sense for them. And now you're telling them, these are 3 apartments or homes that are relevant to you based on everything you've told us, and this is why they are relevant to you. So that's a much more useful piece of content than, the same generic standard, how do you
putting
buy
your criteria, and he gives you the features that meet that the database query when you put in the standard features. We got that.
Right, yeah.
So that's interactive marketing. So how do you differentiate that between interactive marketing and personalized marketing? I see you use those two terms.
Sure, yeah. So, interactive means that the user is able to give you some information. It's a dialogue. It's two-way, right? So the user is giving you something, and you're giving it something back. And it's kind of going back and forth. And so they kind of tie hand in hand, because what personalized means that it's specific to that user. It's personalized to them, right? Mm-hmm. So you can have a personalized experience that doesn't interact with them, but it's personalized because you know something about them based on their previous login. So you know about from their previous login that the last time they logged into your site, that they bought shoes. So the next time you'll tell them, oh, you like those type of shoes, that means you're kind of this type, this is your fashion type. Maybe these types of socks or these types of jeans will work well with those shoes. So you're personalizing it to them. Interactive is you do that personalization, but you also interact with them. So you don't just say one way, this is what you should get. This, it's a two-way thing where it's like, hey, we think this is cool for you. What do you think? And then they say, I don't like it and I like it. And then you give them something else. So now they're talking back to you. So it's more like a conversation. And then anything you can model, if you can model how people interact in the real world, right, which is two-way, right? You rarely go out for dinner and have a purely one-way dialogue, right? It's usually two-way, one-way monologue, sorry. It's usually a two-way dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of, you're trying to model that in-person relationship online and trying to bring that in.
All right, so people can find out about this at outgrow.co. Make sure not to put the M on that. That's not a typo. It's outgrow.co. Now, do you employ marketers then from across the country then that interact with the clients to develop the lead pages and these different content marketing platforms? How does your service work then to people that are listening and like what you're talking about?
Sure. So the way it works is it's basically any marketer, any creative person, any content person, or even a social media person will come onto our site and build an experience, either a calculator, a quiz, or recommendation that helps them better engage their audience. So an example would be if you're in, if you're in financial services, or if you're, and you're trying to get someone to kind of educate people on lending. So you'd go in and you'd have pieces of content around what's your monthly mortgage payment, right? A marketer can go and build that whole experience on their own without having to speak with a developer designer and then copy and paste a snippet of code and get it on their site. Okay,
so this is something that a user can interact with your site without, I was thinking that maybe a consultant was building this for them. So at outgrow.co, people can go there and do this by themselves?
Exactly, right. So it's a totally self-service, do-it-yourself builder, and it's simple. It's kind of like a PowerPoint, with a modern version of PowerPoint. That's that anyone who has some experience using the internet, using a browser, and kind of which most marketers have today already. They already have that experience. They shouldn't have any issues working on our tool.
And does this tool tie in easily then to WordPress sites, which are obviously a very common, or lead pages, which a lot of people use? How functional are these with like the existing sites that people are using?
Right. Yeah. So they can embed it on the unbounce or lead pages, the landing pages they're using. They can take our experience and embed it there to help them better convert customers.
All right, so it's just as simple as using an embed code. So an excellent tool here we're learning about today on That Business Show. Go to outgrow.co to learn more about this tool. Now, I notice that you talk a lot about using calculators and quizzes. Why is it more companies leverage these, and what's so unique about using calculators and quizzes with this content marketing?
Sure. So the main thing is that you want to help a customer, and you have to earn their lead information, right? So the name and the email, you got to earn it. You can't just ask it like, hey, can you give us your name and email?
Right.
Like, what am I getting in return for it? And so what a calculator quiz does, it says it's helping so you're either helping or entertaining a customer. Mm-hmm. You're helping them learn more about lending, or about insurance, or about healthcare, or about e-commerce, or fashion, or whatever your field is. You're helping them learn about it. And so that's, then before you give them that outcome or that result or that numeric information, you're able to then leverage that in getting their email. So before you show them the result, you get their email and you earn it. And this, with a fun quiz, that's also entertaining, and you can give them an offer, and you can acquire their user information through that, their email information.
And I talk with a lot of. I talk with a lot of online marketers about, the system or the formula to get those lead captures. And, a lot of it hinges on that free product up front, tease them with that, get the email, hit them with an offer or something small, and then try to hit them with, a bigger product after that. Do you see better conversions with the use of a calculator or a quiz as a free, as that free lead in versus a free report or something else?
Yeah. Definitely. So for our development marketplace, we launched a calculator. How much does it cost to build a mobile application? Mm-hmm. And we showed how the price varies by geography. And that took off. I mean, that was like an order of magnitude. It was over 30% better converting than anything else we had done. We were able to generate, over 10,000 leads. And in terms of performance and engagement, it became a tool in and of itself that people were sharing and posting on forums and finding on Google.
Interesting. So that was a calculator on how to build a mobile app in different parts of the country?
On how much does it cost to build a mobile app, yeah, in different parts of in the US and globally. So it shows you like across the world.
Okay, so people can, whatever industry that they're in, that is an excellent idea. Then, in real estate, you see the calculators a lot of times to, what's the monthly payment. But so your site allows people to create any type of calculator and then embed that onto their website. So that is an excellent tool. And then, as he said, is getting a 30% greater conversion rates than the free reports or click here to watch a video. And so you definitely want to check out their site, outgrow.co. Currently talking to the co-founder, Randy Rayess, and again, with their site that focuses on building content marketing specific to your site, and you can do it easily by yourself with their tools. Again, outgrow.co. Got to take a break, but when we come back from the break, we're going to talk a little bit more specifically about content marketing techniques and segmentation, targeting strategies to get better conversion rates for your leads on your website. I know all of us entrepreneurs and business owners struggle with that lead conversion, and so we got a great guest with us today, Randy Rayess, again, co-founder of Outgrow. Learn more about this program. We're on TampaBayRadio.com, live stream Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., and then on demand on iTunes as well as on YouTube. And we'd love to hear your story too, so reach out to us. You can get in touch with us through tbsinterview.com. Again, tbsinterview.com. You're listening to the all-new That Business Show 2.0 with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Hi, Jackie Skelton from JR World Travel here. If you travel, you need a licensed professional travel consultant, not a computer. Your licensed professional consultant can get you more for your time and your money. Value for your money and experience, not marketing salesmanship. When you're sick, you call the doctor. When you need legal advice, you call an attorney. So the next time you want to go on any type of travel, call your licensed professional travel consultant who actually represents you. We specialise in group travel, family reunions, weddings, to escorting large groups or making special arrangements for the disabled. Please call 844-249-0190. We are a full-service travel consultancy offering worldwide concierge service. Air, land, sea, rivers, resorts, locally, nationally and internationally. Remember that number, 844-249-0190.
Hey everyone, Jamie Maloney back here, host of the all-new That Business Show 2.0, where business becomes show business. Learn more about us, tampabayradio.com, and we're on demand over on iTunes and YouTube. So we'd appreciate it if you would subscribe and leave a comment, and also share it amongst the social media platforms that you use to help get the word out. Again, thatbusinessshow.com is also a site where you can find stuff available on demand and easily shareable on social media. All shows we've ever done are over there, 500 plus shows going back almost over 2 years on this program, plus the programs that I used to do on the Jamie Maloney Real Estate Show. So a lot of content out there to share, and we appreciate all the listeners and viewers that tune into the show each and every day. So we're talking about content marketing today with Randy Rayess. He's the co-founder of Outgrow, and this is a unique site where you can go on and build your own personalized calculators or quizzes to help you in that lead conversion battle out there, to get people to your website, to get those email addresses so you can sell your products. And you can learn more about this, outgrow.co. Again, be sure to drop the M off the end of the URL, outgrow.co. So Randy, what are some great segmentation targeting strategies you leverage in your marketing?
Sure. So what happens is when you generate a lead, especially with a calculator, because you're not just getting a name and an email, right? You're getting all their answers to those questions that you've asked them before to get that recommendation. So the way we segment is we say, okay, well, we know that on question one, this person said that they want to build an iOS application and they want to start in 3 months. And they have, they want to spend around $20,000 on this. So now you can take that information, and when you're sending them an email, you're able to specifically target them with that notion, with that concept.
Okay, so you want to segment your email list, something that I've done a poor job of through the years. I know a lot of people just want to throw it into one big email list, which is, I know, ineffective, unfortunately. Segmentation, definitely a much better marketing technique. And so from the answers that you're getting from these questions, you can then begin to build these segmented lists, correct?
Right.
Okay, and so how have you set up your own sales and marketing tools?
Sure. So the way we have it structured is, you start off with the marketing, right? You start off with the marketing is responsible for generating a marketing qualified lead. And then once the marketing qualified lead is generated, it gets passed off to a salesperson based on territory and business and deal size and type of business.
Right.
And the salesperson will take over. What we consider a marketing qualified lead, right, is someone who we know where they're located. We know they have budget and they have need for what we provide, and they have expressed interest in our solution. So if they have those things, we're able to then consider those marketing qualified lead. They're ready to get onto a demo, get onto speak with our salespeople. You want to protect your salesperson's time because that's valuable and that's constrained. And so that's why we have that qualification, and we put it in marketing so you can automate and streamline how you do that.
How many questions then, when you're using the quiz format, do you recommend somebody builds into their platform?
So the basic way we do this is we say, well, you want to have, on average, the most successful calculator quizzes on the low end are 4 and the high end is 9. So that's the large range. And the reason is that if you're doing a fun quiz, you want to keep it shorter, 4 to 6, 4 to 7. If you're doing a more involved calculator, which is on like, how much does it cost to build a mobile application, you're going to need closer to 9. Okay. So that's kind of the range you want to play in.
Okay. Well, very interesting. So what do you see a better result in, with calculators or quizzes, or do you see an equal, conversion rate using, one or the other?
So in terms of calculators versus quizzes, it depends on the use case. Mm-hmm. So if you're in a fashion company, right, then you want to use fun quizzes,
Right.
And so that makes a lot of sense. If you're so that's how I would think about it. But if you're like a mortgage company or insurance or in healthcare and you're talking about risks, you're going to be building more calculators, right? Numeric-based information around what is the risk of you catching Zika? What is your risk of diabetes or heart disease? Things like that. What is your risk of property? Like when should you get property insurance? Things around either risk or cost or savings or ROI. Mm-hmm. You're building calculators for that. So I think it depends on industry. in terms of what does well. The main way we look at it is, what are the questions your sales people are getting and your customer support / customer success team? What are the questions they're getting? And if they're getting cost and numeric questions, then build calculators for that. And the questions they're getting that are based on recommendations or outcomes, build quizzes and outcome quizzes and recommendations for that. And so that's kind of how we look at it, as opposed to all quizzes or all calculators. It's usually a mix.
Okay. When did you launch Outgrow? How long has Outgrow been in business now?
The tool, the product in the way it exists has been out for a couple of years. And so we started building calculators or quizzes.
Okay. Tell me about the growth of the company, some of the challenges that you faced when you were building this company, and how you work through those and continue to work through them today.
Yeah. So the challenges we're facing and growth. Well, hiring is always one of the most important things you'll do. And so just finding great salespeople and managing them and putting them and finding great marketers and making sure they're having a good experience, making sure they're motivated by what you're doing, and making sure they understand we're all running in the same direction. Those things are actually the most important. And the challenge is always, how do you separate day-to-day operations, right? Mm-hmm. Issues that rise to the top, and not let that consume your entire time and lose sight of your hiring process, your hiring pipeline, lose sight of your leadership and your management. So those are all things that are difficult to do. And we all know these things are important, but when you have like 30, 40 things coming at you, you wake up, you have all these things coming at you in the morning, and then you're like, do I not handle this issue? Or do I not handle this question? Or do I not take this call? Or do I do this because you're getting a constrained time? So that ability to prioritize your time and figure out what makes sense, all those things are challenges.
Now, this is the second company that you have been a part or have started or developed, and you mentioned another company at the beginning, correct?
Yeah.
What was the other company?
Sorry?
What was the other company?
The other company it's a marketplace for development services. So a company that wants to hire a development team will come onto our site and get connected to a team that's relevant.
Okay, so you're a serial entrepreneur. You got two companies out there, both in the tech space. How has been the growth of these last couple of years? Because I know in our marketplace there's a lot of investment demand for tech companies. How have you seen this in your business?
How have I seen what?
How have you seen demand and interest in your business from investors and just from consumers with these companies over the last few years?
Yeah, well, so I think it's interesting because we launched the VenturePact development marketplace was launched right when mobile was taking off. And so making it easy for people to find and hire mobile app developers when no one had a mobile app was great timing on our part. So, you need luck, you need hard work, and you need great timing. And so part of the luck is being there at the right time. And so the timing of early 2012, mobile, people started to realize like mobile is like a legitimate platform, and you need to have mobile application, mobile content, mobile browser, mobile like responsive experiences. And so that was good timing. So obviously there was huge growth just in terms of suddenly you have a new market and everyone needs to figure out how to handle it.
Yeah, there's the growth in the app business, something we talk about on this program a lot, and there's still a lot of opportunities for mobile apps out there. It's a tremendous market to be in. You've built a couple companies now. What have you learned while building these new businesses?
So obviously I said already hiring, that's like one of the number one things for us. The other things that are important is just the how do you think about distribution of your idea or product? In today's world, there's just so many ideas and products that are out there. How do you get someone's attention when the massive brands that are putting 7-8 figures into advertising, sometimes 9 figures into advertising, they're struggling to get attention.
Right.
And how do you, as a small company with limited marketing budget, get people's attention? And that's a challenge. And that's only getting harder as the cost and ease of starting companies and products goes down. The challenge that comes up is that you have an increase in the number of companies, and then the people still have the same amount of time in a day.
I definitely like this product. I'd not learned of your product until I met you through the program. So this is something I'm going to check out for myself for sure. Outgrow.co. You could use these calculators and quizzes for lead generation and conversion versus the watch the video or the free report. So again, Outgrow.co. One more question here. Then, how do you think of product design for marketers?
Product design. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's really important. So what we've done specifically for product, because people are building experiences with us, and those need to be well designed, and they need to incorporate that onto their site. And most marketers are not user experience designers, and they're not really even general designers like with user interface designers. Mm-hmm. So what we've done is we basically created a set of templates that are optimized. The user experience is optimized, the user interface is optimized, so that all the marketer has to do is put their brand colors in and choose the images that make sense for them, or GIFs if they're trying to make it fun and engaging.
All right.
So that all they're doing is they're choosing from a set of options that are pre-optimized instead of telling them, hey, go hire a user experience designer or user interface designer and go do this on your own. And so I think it's really important, but you also have to recognize that it's hard to do that well. And just simply because, not most marketers aren't.
Yep.
Design specialists.
Well, we got to wrap up the segment. Another great tool that I'm learning about and that our listeners and viewers are learning about. Randy Rayess, co-founder of Outgrow. Learn more at outgrow.co. So, Randy, great.